Back at it again, Activated Podcast when your host is
Hey, it's your boy Real Walter Ford activated in this thing.
It's your boy Mac. Like Walter said, we getting activated today. Good morning.
On men. It is September. We made it. Virgo season. September 5th. I just want to let y'all know September 18th is the Great White Riot Part 2, supposedly. So get ready.
September 18th.
That's the great,
The what?
the Great White Riot.
I think that maybe it'll be something, but I think it's way different when you don't have Trump like saying, hyping them up and saying this is our time and
showing up and being like, we got to take it by force. And
yeah,
Gaslighting them
Would you
as the president, because he can still
gaslight.
He can still gaslight them, but he can't gaslight them as the president. And I think that's a major thing.
It's different when he got to get his speech and then go back to New York, go back home, and go to Florida.
It's different. It's different when he can't post none of this stuff on a social media platform.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I agree completely. The world is so much better without that fool having social media.
Think about everybody except the people that own Twitter. How excited they was taking that nigga off. Like, you get them traction, boy. The ads was popping. The price yesterday was not the price today. Price has gone up. So yeah, y'all, September 18th. So I was listening to
the Mayo Militia gang making it 3 appearances.
Yeah, Mayo Militia. Round 2. I was listening to Lil Rel Howery. He had like a good bit talking about that. That's why I call it the White Riot. It's like they was climbing up walls. Like, why did you use the stairs? I don't know. That shit funny.
But yeah, coup. Yeah, that's why it's.
Yeah, exactly. You said the stupid coup. So yeah, so at 18th, September 18th, yo, that's when they supposed to be going back, and I ain't gonna lie, I have no idea who picked the 18th
or why it's the 18th.
Yeah, the other ambassador was like, who was Michael Lindell. He said it's gonna be before the end of the year. Now it's finally coming out. Like they just gotta pick a random day on the calendar. It's like, you can see him like be picking the days, or they be picking their answers right in the moment. They don't know how to reply to them. It's gonna be my auntie's birthday, September 18th.
Yeah, they're getting more and more violent though, that's for sure. So they finna start killing more people and attacking more people. And
isn't this like the third time that they had picked the date that they were gonna return?
I think it's like I think the only real date was the 6th when they were doing the voting with Mike Pence in Congress.
Yeah. I mean, but after that, no, I'm talking about like after that, like they.
Well, I think
that was the only date that was actually a date. Everything else was just picked randomly.
No, that's what I'm saying. They just had a date recently though. This last reinstatement was like supposed to be the one. So they had that date. That was
when they're one in like July. I thought this was like
he talking about the reinstatement. He talking about the reinstatement shit. Like the what is it?
And they were still picking dates, random dates.
That's my point. That's my point. Is like, man, I didn't heard like 4 or 5 dates since January 6th.
Yeah, it's like the 3rd or 4th time they redid it, and it's crazy.
Part of their thing. It's part of their thing. It's moving the goalposts and it's hyping people up. You see what they're doing to school boards and city councils. They're going nuts on them. They're freaking out on people. They're freaking out.
And like half the people at these school board meetings, I don't know if you saw them in like one of them was like Florida, and I think we talked about it like my bad, like 2 weeks ago. And they was like attacking the dude, the teachers and the board members. They're like, we know where you're at. We're gonna find you. I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
look.
these like the people that got your kids for like 7 hours a day. Like, you finna threaten the people that take care of your kids like throughout the day. Like,
Well,
I mean, when you look at it now, we got parents trying to show up to the school and zip tie teachers and principals.
yeah, we just talking about that.
so that
What
happened
state
in
was it?
Arizona the other day, 2 days ago. 3 dudes went in there, and like it's like one of the parents has the kid out of school, and then I think the other 2 like didn't even have kids at the school, and then they just were there to back up the dude, and they brought zip ties, and they went into the principal's office trying to freak out on her over a mask, like
Of course.
his kid wearing a mask because they were exposed to COVID or something like that.
So yeah, so his kid had to quarantine because the kid that got exposed to COVID. Yeah, he was mad about that shit.
Wear a mask in quarantine, and I don't know how they even got into the principal's office. Like, that's what I mean is that these fools are gonna kill a teacher, they're gonna kill a principal, they're gonna kill a politician or something. You know what I mean? Over stupid shit.
A piece of cloth
Wearing
that you can take off when you walk out the building. Take that shit off when you walk out of the building. So anyway, that's crazy to think about because they ain't got shit else to do with their life. And like I was reading it, I could have read it wrong. It was like 2 dudes at first, and they called a dude when they was there like, "Hey, we need some backup." And then the last dude came like he was like they was like SWAT team of Target.
Oh, saying they were gonna citizens arrest her, like, bro.
Yeah, he's like this is against the Constitution. Something this deserves a citizen's arrest.
Where was
they didn't let her do
school security? Did the school not have security?
Where the police
It's
at,
an elementary
nigga?
school. It's an elementary school. Like, how much? I mean,
what a police? Fuck all that. You literally just had a video of a dude choking a teenage female for saying she wanted to walk in the street and hurt herself. And the dude is on top of her choking her to death. And these 3 dudes just walking in and trying to hog tie the principal. Like it's 2 different universes we looking at right now. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, what's going on? No, but
and
yeah,
2
that was
weeks
Friday.
ago, Florida too. The dad was at the school recording, all butthurt about masks, and then assaults a freaking high schooler. Like,
while the school is going on, like he in the school while his school is in session or like they just get out of class or something, and he like is videotaping him. So supposedly he been up there more than once, or it wasn't his first time.
it was multiple.
Like
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't his first time, and then like he just up there recording these. First off, you in a high school recording kids, fam. First off, we need your ass beat. Yeah, like yeah, this ain't no school in the hood. So yeah, so then I guess a student was like, "I'm tired of this," or "I'm tired of you keep doing this," and she like blocked his phone, and then that's when he stole off of her, or he like pulled her arm and twisted what the thing said. He pulled her arm and twisted it. And remember, this is a high school kid.
A high school woman. She was a woman too. Or a girl.
Yeah, this ain't no woman. These is kids, fam. Like them. I mean, I feel you're right, but
exactly a girl. She was a kid. That's why I changed it.
Yeah,
you recording
16, 17 or
arms
something.
of high school girls. Yeah, come on.
Now think about that. Like this nigga went out of his way because his daughter got to wear a piece of cloth that you gonna attack somebody else's daughter. It's a wrap. People is losing their shit. People are losing their shit right now.
And that's what I mean.
I'm not gonna hold you. You wouldn't. All right. Like you said, you can tell this ain't no school in the hood. Yeah, all right. Put your hands on a black woman or a black person's kid.
These ain't these black kids you dealing with. You ain't gotta be in a black neighborhood.
Yeah.
That too.
That too.
If it's a black kids, they beat your ass. As an adult. Black kids are even gonna get jumped. No, but I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But for real,
Shit.
on a serious note though, like it's crazy how these adults is like you said.
That
I
is
mean,
a
it was
serious
in
note.
Fort Lauderdale. I don't. I don't know if she was a black girl. She was definitely not a white girl who did it. That's why
Yeah.
this fool, and it's a white dude, and she is a not a white girl. That's exactly why he did it, because he thinks he could fucking get away with it.
Oh yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And
Cool.
like I said, and like how we always say, because it always involves a female. Like
A
they
10th
never
grade
do.
student. Look,
He attacking a 10th grade student. That's crazy. He looked like it. He like he been a virgin since 10th grade. That's why that's why a lot of people need to smoke some weed.
Pudge your
well,
boy
okay, I'm
McFarland.
gonna add one more, and then we could give our final thoughts. It just the other day in Vancouver, Washington, near Portland, Oregon. They're like, they're pretty close to each other, and um, 3 schools had to be shut down because of Proud Boys protesting outside of them for mask mandates, the student wouldn't wear a mask. One of their daughters. They ended up having to shut down 3 schools and go into lockdown because these fools were protesting outside of these schools. And this was just the other day.
Adult men at schools protesting wearing a piece of cloth. Not only are they like, okay, first off, aren't they looked at as like a terrorist organization?
Here, I'm gonna show you. Actually, let me.
It's hard to see it right there, but I can see
Yeah, I'll say
because your background,
you might as well just try to pull it up on your computer and
Yeah,
share
I'm
it.
gonna pull it up.
your
Because
background is
this
making
one's
it all
this
like,
one's a wild video outside of this school. These
Yeah. What was you gonna say?
Hoodlums,
Was
Go ahead.
yeah.
gangbangers. What word do you want to use?
I mean, it is a gang, totally. I mean, it's
Terrorist
Yeah,
organization.
100% is a gang.
Terrorist organization.
Niggas ain't invent gangs. It's
y'all can
Google
see.
LSD gang or LAPD gangs. That's the LSD. LAPD gang. Look at these. Look at this dude. Look at these dudes right here. They throwing up white power. Is that what it is?
That's outside of a school.
That's crazy.
Like
That's real crazy that they doing that and ain't no police there. that's the craziest part. Like, what the police at, man? Like,
It looks like there's another picture, but there's like 3 of them, and they're off to the side. This is in front of schools. You know how many people shoot up schools? Like this is a real problem in America. And then you got these groups like going and attacking them, getting them into lockdown, zip tying,
come
wanting to zip
on,
tie teachers
at the
fighting
school.
kids. What? And
They was mad that
everybody's just
people.
acting like it's normal. That's the thing, is everybody's
Yeah.
just like, it's like a normal day in America now. That's how you know shit is bad, because motherfuckers don't care. It's just normal.
yeah. For sure.
I mean, white dudes yelling wearing the same colors is pretty normal in America, but it being on TV and it being at a school make a difference. They visibly on TV at the school, like, wait, what a mad parents ain't. What are parents mad at these niggas? Because ain't the whole goal is so their kids can go to school? You know what I'm saying? The whole goal. Like, we want our kids to go to
But
school.
remember though that the school is part of the government. It's the schools are bad in their mind. The schools
Yeah,
don't
the
teach
school
the
is the
right
government.
things. It's true.
Yeah.
But their version of schools is they don't give a fuck about the education, right? That's not the point.
Yeah.
Like that they say that the liberals are indoctrinating kids in schools. You know what I mean? When most of the time you learn super conservative history, like you learn white history. You know what I mean? and it's about control and power. You know what I mean? Oh, look, you do something we don't like, we're gonna have all these violent Proud Boys outside protesting, ready to fuck you up, or we're gonna come citizens arrest you. You better watch out. It's illegal what you're doing. And so that kind of thinking is like, I mean, we're already past the point of going back. You know what I mean?
No, you ain't never lied about that. I mean, I feel like that's kind of, it's weird how like history seeps into the current, because like historically, anything that motherfuckers don't like, they just make it illegal. So now that's kind of like people's regular vernacular. Like that's how we regularly talk to people. I don't like what you doing to my kids, so I'm gonna do a citizen's arrest on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but back in the days, you'd be like, you Black or Japanese in this store, you finna go to jail because you can't be Black in this place. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just make whatever they want to illegal at the time.
It's I feel like it just summarized. It's all about control. That's
right,
what it
yeah.
is. It's all about control.
Power.
You know, anything that goes against their core beliefs, or whatever you want to like, characterize it as, but like their source or foundation, anything that goes against that, they're not with. And I think it's because that's just it's embedded in who they are, throughout history. Like, just like how we sit there and say, the way current African Americans are, through traumatic experiences from their family's history and stuff like that, which is why they act the way they act now. It's the same thing for them. Families and generations of racism and racism contributes to the people that we have now that think that this is how it was back then is going to be how it is now. And which is, like I said, it's all about control. Like, they don't, again, remember, women couldn't vote till when? 1960, what was it, 1964?
No, it was with suffrage. So in the 20s, I think.
Was it that? But yeah. The point is like,
yeah, 1920. It was 1920. So yeah, 1920
okay,
they got the right to vote. But the civil rights was the 65. Yeah.
You talking about women couldn't own banks and houses?
Women couldn't have credit cards, like their own credit cards, until the 70s. Yes, there's a lot of stuff, and still technically they're not guaranteed equal rights. This is what I was talking about with
Time out. Let's bring up another topic to tie into what I was just talking about. Texas, Roe versus Wade. Again, where they want control. Why are men telling women what they can and cannot do with their own body?
Yeah, remember, niggas could vote before women could.
but I'm saying though,
men, it was still men though.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. That's what I'm saying. Men, like all men can vote before any woman. So that's still like a whole thing. And you're right, bro. It's so crazy, and it's crazy because remember, it's weird. Like Dave Chappelle, I was watching his specials again, and he said it on the I think it's the Bird Revelation, the one where he's sitting down, and he like, y'all need to be careful with the Me Too movement because it's gonna have repercussions. You know what I'm saying? And then he said it again in Sticks and Stones. He was like, I told y'all in the other special, they coming for you. So like now it's like, ever since, you know what I'm saying, the Me Too movement, and like women have been, I don't want to say women, let me say these men have been held accountable, including the people in government, you know what I'm saying? Shit, and Matt Gaetz right now still on the sex trafficking charge going around the country, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he literally is like sex trafficked a minor and is still serving a seat in the Congress. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, so
Fuck him.
yeah, I know, but it's just what I'm just getting at is like
Yeah.
the hypocriticalness of it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally a criminal walking around, you know. And anyway, what I was getting at was the backlash to all of these women's holding people accountable, man, is them, like I said, using the law, that law power, making whatever they want illegal for you to, you know what I'm saying? That's almost like a repercussion or like a payback type shit. So they're like,
Yeah,
oh, for real? You don't want to.
and then you look at it last year.
rights?
Them passing laws trying to make protesting illegal.
I mean, shit, technically it is. In Oklahoma, if you drive over a protester, it's legal. Like, legally, you can drive over a protester and kill them.
I'm just gonna bring it up that's the problem, is the legal stuff. I mean, it's not a backlash to Me Too. These people and white males have been trying to regulate other people and especially women for a long time. Like, America in the Constitution, it's literally men. Like, there's not women included in it, and people were originally only white male property owners could vote, and so this is what things are built upon, and that's why that's the issue. Is it doesn't matter if it's legal or not. It's about morally and how our society is set up, and it's like super patriarchal. Like, that's the whole point. And Roe versus Wade was 1973, and Planned Parenthood versus Casey was 1992. These are like super recent things. They've always wanted to get rid of
after my mom is born, bro. This is after my mom is born.
Always have been trying to get rid of Roe versus Wade since the Supreme Court had decided on it,
bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like, all you taking like all of that, and that's why you see when like all these incidences be happening, it be men on women because they want control, and they know that, and that's who they believe is like, oh, I have control over you. I say what you can and cannot do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they feel like they can do all of that.
Well, and it's religious fundamentalism. It's also white women. There's a large amount of religious white women that are
entitled and
pro-life, and uphold white supremacy. Literally, like, white women are the biggest voting bloc in America. They are the gatekeepers of it. You saw the room where the governor signed it. Like, it was a couple months ago in Texas when he signed the bill.
And it was all males. There was not one female in there.
No, there was women in there.
Oh,
there was a lot of women in there. A lot of white women in there.
They all look the same to me. So
the one you talking about was the voting bill, and that's when they was sitting in front of the plantation picture. That's what you talking about.
Oh, and
the one congresswoman sat outside and they arrested her for sitting outside.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, which brings it back to me. It's like, bro, it's control, man.
It's called. I'm trying to find the name. It just says the Texas Heartbeat Bill. I'm trying to find it.
It's also a super like, they do it in the name of God and religion. Like, I hate they act like,
God
we're so like loving of and caring, you know what I mean? And like, there's a lot of reasons women get abortions, and like, it's about control, and it's a religious thing because they don't killing a fetus or whatever, and it's against their religion is what they say, and it's murder is what they say, and all these things, and it's motivated by a level of like religious extremism, as in, doing things in the name of religion. It's great to, you know what I mean? It's great to think what you want, but it's motivated by that.
Yo, and I'm just saying. I'm just saying they put a hell of a lot of energy in trying to regulate what a female can do before a baby is born than what happens after a baby is born.
Hey, real quick, can we explain the law real quick? I don't think we explained the law. We just started talking about it.
Like,
So, my bad. What'd you say, delay?
well, I'll say, yeah, and what I was going to say that which leads into that is just like, again, they make no laws or like they give no energy to, you know, you know what? I'll say it after you explain what the law is because it'll make sense more.
Okay, I'm not looking at it exactly verbatim, but essentially what it is it's called the heartbeat law. You know, that's like what the quotes they giving it. I couldn't find the exact.
It's SB8. I'm pretty sure.
SB8. I know I was gonna say it's the letters and the numbers. So SB8. It's a Texas law where a woman can't have an abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy, which is supposedly when they get the first heartbeat.
It's before the first heart. Like if it has a heartbeat, you cannot abort the child or the fetus. But at 6 weeks is normally around when you can detect a heartbeat.
Yeah,
It's not illegal. Private citizens can sue you, including the driver who drove you to the clinic can sue you or get sued. The driver can get sued if they assist you in the abortion. So whoever assists you can get sued $10,000 and fined $10,000. It's a private citizen thing, which makes it different than all the other ones, which is why they were able to do their things to be able to pass it, get it up, and get all the right things in motion
because of the uniqueness of it, because it's a private citizen like power granted or whatever the right terminology is. It's pretty much a law that gives private citizens power to sue you. So if and also the main part is that person could have nothing to do with you. They don't got to know who you are. They don't got to know the baby daddy. They don't got to know the draft. They got to know nothing. So if I see you getting an abortion or I hear about it, I can just go be like, finna sue your ass. Which is obviously fried as hell because people are obviously just gonna abuse the fuck out of that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Well, and they flooded the hotline, the website already, like with a bunch of fake tips, and they had to pull the website down.
Oh, that already happened. I see.
Yeah, it already happened. Yeah.
I'm weak. Hey, people is bad. Hey, if it's what people will get your ass. The internet is coming. Twitter is coming for your ass. That's the one thing in our generation.
Well, Twitter, it's something that will hopefully fire people up. But it's not the last.
The Supreme Court can get rid of it.
And it's that's just one more thing that just seems like it's the norm. Like nobody cares. That's really what we own. Nobody cares. Like this is not a problem. Like
you got a lot of shit going on, man.
Well, and they're gonna do the Mississippi bill. That's what everybody is waiting on. Is it bans abortion after 15 weeks, and it's not a private citizen thing. So once that hits, that's probably where the Supreme Court will see that case. That's supposed to be coming in the next few months.
I'm just saying, you notice all of these things that we've been talking about: teachers getting attacked, kids getting attacked, banning, making bans on women's rights, and you notice all of this stuff is happening in these South states, right?
I mean, it's not. In Arizona is where they were attacking people. Arizona and Washington, it's everywhere.
Oh, I get that.
I think he's trying to say.
I can't hate on.
There's all a source. I'm just saying, they all come from a common source and belief and stuff. Just saying.
Yeah.
But that's because of a lot of people who are in power. It's those states were predominantly black at one point, actually, and were like actually they had a lot of power. And then they did a whole bunch of things.
Like for example, bro, like
it's been a stronghold for a long time of white supremacy. Yes.
like, do we know, like, for you remember a couple weeks ago when I told you I went to Dallas and I was like, they like Texas has their own like state national anthem or pledge of allegiance, state flag pledge of allegiance. And I'm like, how stupid it is. And it was like, man, that's who Texas is. Like, that's why they're called the Lone Star State, because even after the Civil War, like, and after the Emancipation Proclamation, what state still had slaves? What state still had slaves? Texas. They always have believed in the Southern principles and the Southern Christian race, all of that, and that they will always like about like stick to who they are. That's why no matter how it is, that's why Texas was the first state to try to like succeed from the United States or whatever after all of that kind of stuff. So like I said, yeah, that shit is everywhere. But like I said, he was talking about the people who are in power, and it's like, what
a
state?
lot of people in the South.
What state influences elections? Texas, California, Florida. But the difference between California and Texas, well, never mind, not anymore.
Well, it was a lot of the Midwest. A lot of the Midwest states are really what flip it, because California is pretty liberal and Democrat, and Texas has normally been pretty Republican, but it's flipping Democrat. But it doesn't matter because
Are you sure?
they both share the same ideals in different ways, and they're both like they're really two sides of the same coin, and they uphold they do different things to uphold the system. And there's a legitimate problem. There's a legitimate problem with
one of them put it in your face, the other one put it behind your back. Only difference. Only difference.
Hey, no.
Y'all see Herschel Walker? They had him all on TV, and then they just came out about him like trying to kill his wife and beat his girlfriends up or something. Hey, you ain't heard of Herschel Walker since.
No, this is what it is, Walt. This is what it is. One of them shows you the product straight up. The other one puts something in front of the product and shows you.
Yeah, exactly. For real. That shit hilarious. But damn. Man, yeah, it is crazy though. So real quick to end on that though.
Before we
I hope that shit gets taken down, bro, because that shit crazy. Like that shit crazy.
It's not gonna get taken down. It's gonna just get worse.
Yeah,
it's really gonna get worse.
Really. I believe it, bro.
Before it gets better. I'm not saying that it's not gonna get better and it's not gonna happen one day, but I don't expect it to get better.
Not anytime soon, is what you said.
I mean, like that's what the Supreme Court. That's why they put those Supreme Court justices in. That's been the whole point. And that's the point too, is that the legal system and the way that things are set up are pretty messed up, and everybody's fighting with each other. The states fight with the feds fight with
let me
counties,
ask you this.
The counties fight with the cities, the people fight with the cops fight with the cities, the cops don't enforce this, the state doesn't enforce that, the feds don't enforce this, but they do make abortion laws. And so then the Supreme Court says it's okay, and then 40 years ago, 50 years ago, we already decided and said that the Supreme Court said that no, you can't actually get abortions. And then so it's just a big cycle. And
I agree with that. And like you said, it's crazy because they arguing the same shit 50 years later. America is only 200 some years old. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's the same thing with schools. Brown versus Board of Education was in 1953. You know what I mean? That, or 54. That's it's almost 70 years. It's not that far. They want to be in controls of schools. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. That's how it's always been. It's not, it's just something different today. Now it's about masks. Okay, whatever, they're controlling our kids in masks. So we need to flex our power,
Hey, another example to add on to that. What's the first thing that they was like, oh, we need to put God back in schools. We need to put God back in schools. We need to get back to saying the Pledge of Allegiance. We need to get back to doing this. Like, get back to that brainwashing, and so it's like they they give the energy to like putting religion back in school or God back in school, and then remove, the teachings of, racism, or critical race theory.
Get the racist parts back in there.
Yeah,
Jesus,
like
take the
no,
Jesus part out.
erase this, but make sure we put this back in here.
Yeah. Add the Jesus part back though.
Yeah,
Leave out the neighbors part and the wool.
and the devil. Leave out the devil. Leave out all the negativity that didn't happen. But just make sure that we put Jesus in it though.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That critical race theory is the same thing with, you know what I mean? Them just trying to dictate what gets taught in schools, and then the critical race theory becomes anything on history and racism.
But like I said, bro. But then, like I said, all of that trickles down psychologically through generations. Because, like I said, then you keep sprinkling in all these assaults and stuff of like men. Like I said, it's always men attacking women and children. It is never like a man meeting, coming with the same energy towards another man. And like
never a man meeting a D1 athlete.
Yeah, or anything. or or anything, G. Like,
you never saying that shit to
they ain't never catching the right ones. Those is all of that stuff. Just like every political decision. What up though? Just like everything, and politically, it's all premeditated. It's all premeditated. They know exactly what they're doing when they do it. These men know exactly what they're doing when they attack these women and these kids. These politicians know exactly what they're doing when they try to make these laws and these bans. And it's all about maintaining, like I said, control, bro. All about control. So.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say. I think we covered everything.
Yep.
You got anything else?
Last thing is, make sure you arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Convict all the cops and paramedics in Elijah McClain, because y'all hold that boy. And yeah, stay activated.
Yeah, I gotta say, let's just because these people got indicted, don't mean they get convicted. As far as Elijah McClain, so yeah, if nobody saw, they indicted the 3 police officers. It was like 1 paramedic and 1 other. It was the 2 paramedics. I think it was 2 paramedics and 3 officers. 3 paramedics, 3 police officers, 2 paramedics. If y'all don't know, Elijah McClain was walking home and a woman said he was looking suspicious, and they just pretty much just tackled him, beat him up, and then they had the paramedics come and give him a horse sedative.
Yeah, they gave him ketamine, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they gave him ketamine, and he died right after that. And when they was beating him up, the last thing he said was, I'm sorry, I'm just different. And 2 years later, now they didn't die. So all of them need to go to jail.
Well, and I think his mom was talking about how like nothing really was going on the first year, and then all the protests is what really like kicked everything into gear.
Exactly. Protests make a difference. And that's the one thing too I want to say too. Like everybody it don't matter what you did, if you did something, it helped. So you know what I'm saying? It made some kind of push towards something. So don't think all that collective energy was wasted. You know what I'm saying? That collective consciousness wasn't wasted. So on that note,
hey, collective energy creates pressure.
Come on now.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta put pressure on these motherfuckers.
Yeah. But on that note, it's been your boy Walter Ford.
It's your boy GDQ.
It's your boy Mac. And we
The Activated Podcast, baby.